Hi everyone, it's Tamsin from tamsinyoung.com, and where we create soul-centered abundance. Welcome to another episode. Today we're going to be talking about truth, and I read a quote today on one of the posts on Facebook from Laura Probert, who's the Brave Healer, and in it she said, "Truth, something that aligns with your soul. Mine's different than yours. Neither is wrong. Both are worth speaking." And this really hit home with me because I realized that we think that truth is something that is universal and that applies to everyone. But she's talking about your own personal truth. Now, before I go into that, I just want to talk about some universal truths that do apply to all of us, where we create our own experiences through choice, either consciously or unconsciously. So we are our own creators. We are 100% responsible for creating our experiences. No one can create our experiences for us, just as we cannot create experience of someone else. So if you're sitting around waiting for somebody else to take action and create your reality, you're going to be waiting a long time. You need to take action and you need to create your own reality. And once we accept that we are responsible for our experiences and where we are, that is when we can really start making positive changes in our life. Every choice that we make creates a consequence, and this is where karma comes from. And this consequence will persist until a new choice is made. And that's why it's so important to have some clearing done in your life on your energy, on your past energy, on your past lives, so that you can move forward and that you have the opportunity to make those new choices. Making new choices comes from a point of being aware of what you have been doing and then making that conscious choice to do something different. It's one thing to be aware of something that you're doing incorrectly. It's another thing to make that new choice and move in a new direction. We create through free will. This is one of the most powerful truths that we have, that we do have free will. We often think that we don't. We often think that we don't have any other options, but that is not true. We have free will to choose what we want to do. What we have to realize is that we have to bear the consequences of whatever choice we make. No one can disempower us. This gives us ultimate authority of our own experiences. And there are no good or bad choices. There are only the ones that are in or out of alignment with our divinity. So, where I want to come to with personal truths is that what is right for me and what is in alignment with my divinity can be very, very different to what is right for you. Whenever we act out of obligation, blame, shame, you're acting out of alignment with your divinity. When you make choices based on what other people are going to think of your action rather than what is in your heart, you're going to be out of alignment with your divinity. Whenever you think that you don't have a choice, and you're acting again out of alignment with your divinity or your soul's purpose, that is when you create problems in your life. So you need to stay in integrity with who you are. You need to follow the beat of your own drum. Those aren't just pithy sayings, those are truths. And your drum will obviously be beating at a very different rate and rhythm to my drum. It doesn't make your drum music that you're creating good or bad. It's right for you. If it feels right in your heart and soul, and that is what you're called to do now, then that is what you need to do. Because what you were called to do when you were 20 and what you're called to do when you're 50 can be two very different things. And it's not to say that what you did when you were 20 is wrong. If it was in alignment with who you were then it was the correct action for you to take. And if where you are and the choices that you make now at another age, then that is true for you now. And it's a case of being in tune with who you are, what guides you and where your strengths are. If you're a parent and you have children, I have found that my children are my greatest teachers, and from home educating our children, I have had to become very familiar with who I am and how I learn and how I understand information, and who my children are and how they learn and what they need in their life. And it is such a truth that we think that we need to give our children what we needed or what we felt we needed when we were growing up. And I have learned that that is not true. You have to look at your children as being individual souls, which they are, and providing them with what they need. No judgment about right or wrong, just as it is with other people. And this is where we need to empower others and support others in acting in accordance with their own divinity. Because, as I've said, we are all different, and we need that encouragement and support from others to know that we're on the right path, because it's so easy to feel that you are the black sheep when in essence you are really you're following that calling of your heart. But there is so much pressure on us to conform to society nowadays and being ostracized, and that is one of our greatest fears, is being ostracized and not belonging to the tribe. And way back when, being ostracized from the tribe basically meant that you wouldn't survive. You were kicked out of the tribe and you were left alone. And if you can imagine back thousands of years ago, if you weren't in that tribe anymore, it was very difficult to survive. And so we want that acceptance. So to be able to live in a way of non-judgment of others and encouraging them to follow their own calling and being true to yourself is the greatest gift we can give ourselves and to others. To accept what is true for us may not be the same for others, and that accepting that how they are behaving is true for them. So I would encourage you to get in touch with who you really are through meditation. One of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves is to spend that time quietening our mind and just listening to that inner voice of wisdom that we have, that we all have. And we really, nobody else can tell us what we really need. We need to tap into our own wisdom and listen to our own voice, and give other people the gift of listening to them. So I would really love to hear from you what your truths are and how you go about following the beat of your own drum. Thank you.